Hey guys, welcome to another Power Ranger video. This time we're going to look at some of the Zeo cards that I was able to get a hold of, and we're going to compare them to some of the original Power Rangers deck building game cards. So the top one you see here is Zeo 1. This is from the upcoming Power Rangers Zeo deck building game, Stronger Than Before. And let's compare the two pink Rangers. For Mighty Morphin, this is Kimberly here. She has two sides of maneuver. On top, she has the yellow, which is hero. And on bottom again, she has a hero. And over here, it says that she requires 4 energy to activate her effect, which is attack, deal 2 damage for each different starters you control. So Kimberly is good when you, let's say you're in the beginning. She's actually very effective. But you don't start as a ranger in the beginning, so it's gonna be really difficult to pull that off unless you can accumulate enough shards. But she's really good if you play any of your basic starter cards, and you do that. Attack is good, so it's good with her not to destroy or get rid of your starters. You actually want to keep your starters when you're playing with Kimberly. And now we have here Zeo Ranger 1 Pink. Let's compare her to Kimberly and let's see who might be the better Ranger. So for Zeo Ranger 1 Pink, she has an attack as well. It says for each, well, let's see, her sides is she has 2 heroes like Kimberly. The difference is on the bottom she has an equipment, which is gray, and on top she has a maneuver. And it says attack for each hero you have attached, deal 3 damage, 2 damage for if that hero is type villain. So it seems like I do know that she does have an equipment spell. Her weapon is a bowl, and she can literally, I believe, attach the villains onto her. So I think that's what that last part is saying. But from the looks of this, she looks like she can be stronger depending if you use like 5 cards with Kimberly, 5 starter cards or 4. You can times that by 2. So it really depends. But overall, um, she does look like she can be a bit stronger. But Kimberly is no slouch. The difference is Kimberly's energy cost for the move is much lower. Let's go to the next picture I have here. Here I have yellow, so let's pull out our yellow and compare it to this yellow ranger. So over here we have Mighty Morphin yellow, and the attack damage deals 2 plus 4 for every 10 HP you have. So if you are in good health, Trini, the Yellow Ranger, does massive damage. And her counterpart over here, Zeo Ranger Yellow, it says when you battle a villain in the grid, gain the reward an additional time. Now I don't know what that means, an additional time. If anybody does know what that means, you can educate me on that. Maybe there's a specific mechanism in Zeo that we don't know about, but I'm not sure what an additional time means, except maybe you get the reward twice, and then you draw 1 card. So this is actually a really good effect. But it doesn't seem like it's a damaging effect. It seems more like it's a rewarding effect. So with her, you're going to definitely need some good maneuvers and a hero that can provide some damage. So let's look at the next Ranger. We have Zeo Ranger 3 Blue. Let's look for Mighty Morphin Blue. Here's Mighty Morphin Blue. Let's look at Mighty Morphin Blue. Attack. Deal 2 damage plus 1 damage for each block you control. So when they say control, I don't think they mean attached. I believe they mean when you play them. It could also mean when you have them attached because you're controlling them. So it could mean both. I would have to read the rule books a little bit, like I said, guys. Excuse me, I am a little out of tune. I'm getting back into the game myself. So Billy has 1 yellow side. Oh, let's go over back. Trini, I'm sorry. Trini had 2 maneuvers, 1 hero, 1 equip. And Zeo Ranger Yellow had 1 hero, 2 maneuvers. Oh, the exact same thing. They're both the same. Interesting. And over here we have, and I wonder if that's because Tanya was also the Yellow Ranger. But that's Trini over there, so that's interesting. We have Zeo Ranger 3 Blue, and he is, it says on his thing, during your main phase, you may detach an exhausted equipment, gain 2 energy for each equipment you detach. So that's a great way. This guy is really good when you're playing team. This guy's really good when you're playing team because you can gain energy for the team while the other guy is maybe dealing damage or buying cards. She's also pretty good team, but this guy's really good with team because he can farm the energy costs. So if you do build a deck with this guy, you want to build a deck that revolves around gaining energy because he's gaining additional energy. You want to have some equipment type cards that can help him deal some damage. So I mean, I don't really know all the cards that the new box will bring, but some cards to equip on this guy would be like the Sword of Darkness deals high damage. That's one card you can go with. So let's go to the next Ranger. This is Zeo Ranger 4. And this is Adam. So because it was Adam was the Black Ranger, we're going to use the Black Ranger. So this is the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger. Also an attack. It says attack full, discards one random card and takes damage equal to its cost. So that's a great move. It's great because if your opponent has like a lot of high level cost cards, this will make them drop that card, which is a good card, and it's random. So if it's random, I'm assuming maybe you pick one out of their hand, because if they pick one, it's not really random; it's them choosing. And then the Green Ranger says, during your main phase, you may detach exhausted maneuver, gain 2 energy. So he's kind of like Ranger Blue, Zero Ranger Blue, except he can detach exhausted maneuvers. The good thing about these guys is you cannot detach exhausted cards. So for them to be able to do that gives them a head start, and they also gain energy from it. So let's look at the Zeo Ranger 5 red. Oh, and sorry guys. So Zeo Ranger green can equip 2 maneuvers, one equip on the right and one hero on the left. And Zach Tyler the Black Ranger can attach 2 equipment cards and 2 heroes. So let's look at the Red Rangers here and see if there's any difference right off the bat. Jason, the Mighty Morphin Red, can equip 2 heroes on the side, maneuver at the bottom, equipment on top. So Jason, he's more of a hero. The more heroes he has attached, the more damage he deals. So it says here, deal 3 damage for each hero attached to your card. And for Zeo Red, it says it's a block move, negate an attack, then lose 1 HP. The attacker must attach 1 card of their choice at the end of the turn. So this is a great card right here, Zeo Ranger Red. He's good too, but he's more of like a heavy. Zeo is more of a disruptor. He can not only negate your attack, he can also force you to detach a card from your attached character. So if you were playing with someone like, I don't know, let's say Rita. Now Rita has to detach either one of the villains she has equipped, a maneuver, or her master card. So eventually you're gonna get to her master card and you're gonna really slow her down. So let's go on to, we got Zeo Gold here, and let's compare him to, I guess, Tommy the Green Ranger, because he is very similar to him in terms of a high damage dealer. So for Tommy, Tommy also has an attack. It deals 3 damage for each equipment card attached to your character. So Tommy can attach 2 equipment, and he can attach his personal signature weapon, which I'm not sure if that counts as an equipment. I would have to look into that. And Zeo Ranger, at the start of your turn, lose 2 HP and draw 1 card. And that's already a great technique right there. That's a good move. I would give up 2 HP to draw 1 card here and there. And then, because the less HP you have, the more damage you do. So if you read his attack at the bottom, it says attack deals 3 damage. If your HP is 15 or less, deals 6. So you would want to use that skill. But guys, the interesting thing is that the top portion of the skill, where it says at the start of your turn, lose 2 HP and draw a card, you don't have to use energy to activate that effect. So that's like a freebie right there, and you can choose to do it if you want. Um, unless that's force. It's at the start of your turn, lose 2 HP and draw one card. It sounds like it's a force ability. So if it is a forced ability, that sounds interesting. That doesn't say you may choose. It says at the start of your turn, lose 2 HP. So it sounds like a statement, like you're losing 2 HP and you're drawing one card. So that's an interesting effect. I gotta look more into that as well. Let's look at the next card. Here we have a really interesting card. His name is Louis Kaboom. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Power Rangers. I actually don't know this guy myself because I didn't really watch Zeo. So this guy is new to me. And let's see. It says for 5 energy. This is an power side. So this is when he's ready, has all the sides attached. You can see right there on the right, it says empowered. It says destroy one master card in the lair to deal 9 damage. So that's a risk reward type of move. So you can destroy one of your masters to deal damage. So that's a great way to, if the match is like coming to a close and you want to just, shut the lights out on your opponents, you just start destroying your masters if you see that their health is low. So that's a great double-edged sword because you're losing masters, which is great. It's a great way to win, and you're dealing damage. Over here, Prince Gasket. Prince Gasket. Let's see. Deal 1 damage plus 1 damage for each stun in your hand and discard pile. Oh, that is massive. So this guy, if you can make a deck around this guy that has to do with making your opponents gain stun cards, this guy is dangerous. So I'm trying to see here what a good card would be to use. Let's see, I'm looking at my pile right now, guys. Give me a quick second. If I don't find anything, that's okay. But I was trying to see which card gives you stun. I think it was one of the parry or block cards, something. But anyways, oh, is it this one? Okay, so here you go. I found one. So because Gasket has 2 maneuver slots, and I'm not saying Zeo will come with some nice cards, but for now, because these are the cards that I have and I know. So if you were to equip 2 knockout blows on Gasket, he'll deal 1 damage plus 1 damage for each stun card in your pile. And this card right here says if target foe gains 1 stun. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Target foe. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I misread that. Target foe gains 1 stun. So if you do use this effect, guys, if you use this effect for 3 energy, which is not bad, if you use this effect, the target foe gains 1 stun. So if you keep doing that and you keep using it, that person would gain a. Oh wait, I misread that. It says free stun in your hand or your discard. Oh, never mind. That's if you have stun cards. So actually, never mind. Scratch that. I apologize. Stun cards won't. It has to be stun cards in your hand. So that's gonna be hard to trigger unless you're facing someone that's plaguing you with stun cards. But if they do, then you would want to welcome the stun cards. Sorry about that, guys. I misread that. I thought it meant the opposite. All right, so I mean, that's a good effect in my opinion. It's just having stun cards is a drawback, but I mean, for this guy, it seems like it's a welcome party. So let's go on to the next one. This is Angry King Mondo. He is the boss of the Machine Empire. It says all your attacks this turn deal 1 plus damage for each master in the lair. So unlike Louis Kaboom, who likes to kaboom his masters, Kimondo actually wants to keep his masters because the more masters he has attached, the more damage he does. So a great technique. So with Mondo, you want to focus on actually gaining all your masters. Then we have Princess Archerina. For each villain you have attached, deal 3 damage plus 2 damage for if the villain is. I kind of cut that off, but I think. Let me see. I'm not sure what that said at the end, but we do know that she does deal 3 damage plus 2 if something. But if they're attached, she does definitely deal some damage. But I think her effect is the opposite of Zeo Ranger Pink's effect. For each hero you have attached, deal 3 damage plus 2 damage to the villain is if the hero is type villain. So it's the same effect, it's just opposite. And the reason I know that is because their signature weapon is opposite as well. So let's go to Queen Machina. I thought that was anyways. Lose 2 HP anytime a villain is battled in the grid. Negate an attack, then lose 1 HP. So this guy is interesting. His move, her move, I should say, kind of reminds me of Zeo Gold in a way, I think. Because you're losing 2 HP anytime a villain is battled in the grid. Negate an attack, then lose 1 HP. Pretty interesting. A good way to block. Kind of reminds you as well as Zeo Red. And then we have Clank here. He looks cool. Deal 1 damage. If this attack is not blocked, gain 1 equip from the grid at no cost. Wow, nice. So if his attack is not blocked, you can easily just get an equipment card from the grid. That is actually pretty amazing. He has 2 equipment slots. Here we have, okay, actually, we have 2 characters here side by side. We have the Zeo Ranger, Jason Lee Scott, without his Ranger form. And here we have Jason Lee Scott again as the Red Ranger. That's the Red Ranger. When you play or attach a hero, deal 1 damage. For this one is at the start of your turn, lose 1 HP and draw 1 card. And is that it? No, that's not it. I think I have more. Yep, I have more. So this is both of them at their weaker state, and this is them at their empowered state. And over here it says deal 1 damage plus 1 damage for each stunt in your hand and discard pile. At the start of your turn, lose 2 HP. So we already read these guys, so we know what they do. We actually did not know what Gasket did at his non-empowered form, which is scheming form. At the start of your turn, gain 1 star. Okay, this makes sense now, guys. Remember, I was a little confused as to how you would gain those stunts. So over here on his empowered side, it says deal 1 damage plus damage for each stun in your hand and your discard pile. So when you're playing with King Gasket, his scheming, at the start of your turn, gain 1 star and draw 1 card. So every you just gain stun cards continuously. So you want to accumulate as much stun cards as possible with Prince Gasket, and then empower him, and then you're gonna deal damage based off all these stun cards you receive. So that's great, but it's also a double-edged sword. So that's interesting. And then with Jason, at the start of your turn, lose 1 HP and draw 1 card. And then over here, it says at the start of your turn, lose 2 HP and draw 1 card, deal 3 damage. So Jason is already hurting himself as you play. So it's kind of like he has like a virus in him and is slowly draining him, but giving you cards. And then the weaker he gets when he's Zeo. And this makes sense because the Zeo powers takes the life force of the user. So this technique plays really well with the story behind the powers of the Gold Ranger. And that's the same thing we were just talking about. And here is a new card that we still didn't see. This is Rocky without his Ranger form, Teenager form. When you attach an equipment card, target foe gains 1 stun. So if Rocky is facing Gasket, he's gonna be in a long night because Gasket loves to receive stun cards. Then we have the Power of Zeal. So this is a maneuver card. Block and attack, heal 2, draw 1 card, then discards card. This is a great card right here. And it gives you 7 energy too. So if you look at the left, middle, 7. You can use this one from your hand, so it's great. Then we have Billy. Here's Billy as well. He has a new hairstyle over there and new glasses. Put 1 equipment card from your discard pile into your hand. So Billy works well with Rocky here. Then we have Rocky's signature item, Power Axe. Deal 3 damage. Deal 1 damage for each equipment card you activate this turn. So that's an additional damage if you have any equipment cards attached. And we have some villains here and a maneuver. Let's see you stop this. Looks like that's Tray of Triforia, or it could be Jason. Attack. Your next attack this turn cannot be blocked. And we have Siloid. Not sure if I pronounced that right. He's a villain, And he deals, says attack, deal 1 damage, deal 1 damage. I wonder what that means. He has a lot of deal 1 damages. I wonder if he just does 3 damage. Then we have Deflector. When gained, attach this card to an empty slot onto any character. Sorry, guys. I had to sneeze. Let's read that again. When gained, attach this card to an empty slot on any character at the start of your turn. Lose 1 HP. Can only be detached by battling. That is very interesting. This card, very interesting. Deal damage equal to the cost of an adversary you battle this turn. So this is Zeo yellow. Zeo yellow. I was trying to find Zeo yellow. Not Zeo yellow, excuse me. Mighty yellow hero card. Oh, here it is. I see it. So here's the hero card. Trini just healed your life points. This one is an attack. Deal 3 damage equal to the cost of your adversary you battle this turn. So that's good. That's a good card, actually, maybe for Black Ranger here. Also for Red Ranger as well. Here's some more cards. We have Zeo Pink. We have... I just saw her. There she is. We have Hero Mighty Morphin Pink. Hero Mighty Morphin Pink, put 1 starter from any player's discard pile into any player's hand and discard pile. That goes along with her, I believe her ability. So use, this is for the Pink Zeo 1. Use the attack or block ability of any villain in the grid. If there is no villain in the grid, discard 2 cards from the grid. On the bottom, you can see she provides you 3 energy if you destroy her. Excuse me. We have an equipment card here. Deal 2 damage to the target foe and heal 2. I think I'm getting a little sick, guys. I'm not sure. Over here we have the Zeo crystals. The first one is Zeo 1. So these cards, from what I was told, can only be used once. Once you use them, you destroy them and they're removed from play. Both villains and heroes are able to obtain these cards. They're not exclusive to the Rangers. Anybody can obtain them. But once they're used one time, they will be removed. So let's go with the pink one. It says so you only need 1 energy to activate this, which is pretty awesome. And it says must be activated before any cards on your turn. Immediately deposit energy up to the maximum, then destroy this card. Well, let's read that again because that did not make any sense to me. Must be activated before any other cards on your turn. Immediately deposit energy up to your maximum. Deposit energy up to your maximum, then destroy this card. I'm not sure what that means, guys. I'm not sure what that means. I would have to either ask somebody, maybe somebody can educate me on this, but I'm not too sure what that means. Let's go with this one. Spend as much energy as you like to deal half that amount, round down in damage. Then okay, so this one makes more sense to me. So this is more of a damage card depending on your energy. And then we have Zeo Blue. Draw 5 cards and destroy this card. This is a great card right here. So if you already have like 5 cards in your hand and you draw 5 more, if this card is good to use if you built your deck to a certain level. Zeo Green. May gain attack, deal damage to the attacker equal to the damage that would have been dealt by that attack. Then destroy the card. So this is like if you ever play Yu-Gi-Oh! What is that card called? There's this one card where Magic Cylinder or something like that. It's like this card where you deal damage to your opponent. That attack gets dealt to you instead. So this is a cool card. And the red one is Ranger, gain a sword and attach it to the sword bait. Villain, gain a master and attach it to the layer. Okay, great way to just... Because in order to buy any masters for the villains, you need to purchase your master. So this is a great way to kind of just, go over that prerequisite and just gain a villain. And the same thing goes for the heroes. Here's Louis Kaboom again. This is Master Form this time. Ongoing. At the start of your turn, you may destroy the top card of your deck. If you do, draw one card and the attacker deals 1 damage. It deals 1 damage, excuse me. Great card. Then we have Pink Ranger's Power Disc. Discard this card to gain 1 villain from the grid and attach it. So this goes with her skill. The villain is a hero until detached. That's pretty cool. Which sends it to the main discard pile. So this is a great ability. The same thing with hers, but it's just the opposite instead of villain, it's hero. The cool thing about this, you can actually use a villain on your team. This forces the villain, and you can use their effects. But once you detach it, it goes to the main deck discard pile, not your discard pile. But the one thing I don't understand is, do you put that villain on the yellow slot, or does it go to anywhere? I'm gonna assume it goes to the yellow slot, right? Because it's the opposite. And here we have a equipment card, Singing Sack. When gained, attach this card to an empty slot on any character. At the start of your turn, lose 2 energy. Can only be detached by battling. So this is interesting. This seems like you can attach it also to your enemy. And there's a great way to hinder them. And so, for example, if you're playing with the one of the Zeo Rangers, because they like to recover energy, there's a great way to take away that 2 energy that they recover. Then we have more master cards. This time we have Clank. It's hard to read here, but it says it's an ongoing effect. All attacks by villains cards deal 1 damage. And the Power Staff, the Golden Power Staff of Zeo. Gold Ranger, deal 4 damage and discard this card. It's a great way to deal damage, but you lose your card. But don't worry about it, because if you lose it, it gives you 4 shards for energy. So it's a win-win, I guess. Here we have another villain, Impersonator. Deal 1 damage, ready, and activate the ability of any standard Zord in play. So that is interesting. You can impersonate the Zord and steal their abilities. Triphoria. You can use this card from your hand to block. Take all damage as normal. Choose one villain and controlled by. Choose one villain card controlled by foe or in the grid and destroy it. Then draw 1 card and discard this card. That's a great card right there. Let's have the image twice here. And I think that was it, guys. Yep, that was it. So just wanted to show you guys a quick recap of some of the cards, and I compared them to some of our cards. Sorry, this video was actually longer than I expected. I will make another video regarding the heroes and the villains cards. I still gotta do that one. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Take care.